You know, Greg, a lot of people don't know that you used to work in movie marketing early in your career.
That's right.
What kind of stellar productions did you work on?
Well, I worked for a very prestigious film organization known as Empire. I was in the marketing division. We did more classic films, Salt of the Killer Bimbos, Who Could Forget Space Sluts and the Slammer, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. The list goes on, and again, I can't emphasize enough that I was the #2 man in the marketing department, which meant basically getting coffee for anybody who walked by my desk for a 9-month period while I was employed there.
So what the people you worked with, how would you rate them on the I don't know, on the upstanding citizen scale?
Oh, actually, they were good people. There was just that whole low-budget film world is, I guess it's still alive and kicking out there, and God knows I'll probably be working in it real soon. But it was just, all those trauma films, and this was a whole division for low-budget film. And it was a great place to actually start and get my first inside look into the frightening, seedy underworld of filmmaking. But I remember we were doing a film there at one point called Prison, and I remember this guy walking down the hallway, the director of it, and the buzz in the hall was, that guy's going to get $750,000 to do a movie here, which was a huge budget for us. And I realized later that his name was Rennie Harlan. And he was on my show the other night, and I brought up the whole story, and he was quite bored by it. But the point is that Rennie and I...
Now, well, turning to this film, I got a question about men in uniform, and there's a scene, of course, where you're wearing the postal uniform. Is it true that it's a female magnet?
Oh yeah. I mean, you talking about my U.S. postal hat? Oh yeah, they go nuts for that. They go nuts. Chick magnet, is that what you're saying? I don't know. I didn't get to wear it enough to get a true gauge on how I'd look. It wasn't like I was wearing the outfit out to the Spago or anything. So I don't have a good gauge yet as to how it was responded to by the people that I was around. But I'll look into that for you.
You know, there's a big scene on the beach where there's a rescue going on. Tourists who are walking by, was there any mistaking the production for Baywatch and you for David Hasselhoff?
No, I think they took one look at my gut and knew that they didn't have David Hasselhoff, and unless Jack Klugman's been in an episode of Baywatch, I don't think there would be that confusion. We shot at Santa Monica Beach for just a couple of days, and it was freezing cold, and Jack in the scene is to just walk out into the ocean, and he just keeps walking, and I go out there to rescue him with some help with some other people, and you wouldn't think that the waves 15 feet offshore are going to be that powerful, but as I recall, we almost lost Jack a couple of times during that scene. It was not fun. They almost lost me a couple of times too.
Last time we spoke, we talked about cars. For the Jeep Eagle commercials, of course, you drive the Jeep Eagle. You have the Ferrari in Sabrina. Right. You seem to be going downhill in the car department on the movies there.
Yeah, and dear God, I've managed to work my way down the ladder of success. I'm not sure what that is. It's like a Datsun or something, and it's pretty much beat to crap, and is very similar to the car that I arrived in Los Angeles in about 8 or 9 years ago. So it brought back some nostalgic feelings. One of those ones that you really gotta jam that clutch down to get any sort of action. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And one final question. I think you, like me, probably grew up watching McHale's Navy. Tim Conway, your impressions of him?
Well, Tim Conway is just, he's the best, and what a great, he's just such a great performer and funny guy on camera and off, I might add. And when this character of Dooley, was kind of a questionable thing, Gary said, well, I think Tim's gonna play that part, and I think everybody was like, wow, because it's just not one of those names you would think of, and the guy came on, and it took about, 60 seconds on the set of the first day to realize that this was going to be a memorable performance, which I think it was.
Okay, great.